Hello, Sag. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to your monthly love and finance reading. I'm really excited to get into this energy for you. Right before we kick that off, I just wanted to talk about a couple things. Please do check out my website, Solorplexus.ca. You'll find information about that in the description box. I am so excited to bring to you, the viewer, and other individuals that may be looking into getting some guidance and looking to expand on your spiritual development, your connection to this earth, and your connection to your divine feminine energy, that solar plexus energy, that I am energy, that self-esteem energy, and so on and so forth. It's just so important for us when we're making, let's say, making changes, we're taking steps forward, wanting to move towards things of our true nature and the things of who we are at a soul level, rather than functioning from a very conditioned, socially conditioned level. So I'm working on some things that are just so exciting, and I cannot wait to spread love and joy and continue to uplift other women, because the women are they're our co-creators of the future, right? I'm not saying anything about the men out there, but when it comes to being a woman and being a nurturer, there's a specific role that we have been created to do, and we want to be able to do that, co-creating of sound mind and sound heart, and just a fully functional, full-bodied human being that has a value system and morals, and based in a lighter type of energy. So long story short, give it a go, check it out, share. I also am done my bath salts, so those are uploaded onto my webpage as well. And you can find tarot card readings there. All of that information that you will need will be down in the description box. Last details here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Welcome, and hit the notification bell so you'll get personalized subscription. So basically you'll just be notified when I do readings tailored to you as a Sagittarian. Last thing, comment. Let me know how this is panning out for you. Let me know how these energies are working for you. I just love the connection with the individuals that I'm reading for. It's just super important for that connection. So let's get into you. Now we're going to focus on love first. And Sag, for some reason, I generally don't read reversals, because I believe that us as individuals, we decide whether we are going to function on the positive or the negative note of that specific energy. I also believe that, we choose the light or the shadow side in our decision making. I do believe that influences can influence those particular things, whether we're on that light or that dark side of the energy. So I do believe that there's always contributing factors to our energy and where we are sitting in our energy. And what I'm trying to say is I'm going to help you understand both the positive and the negative of these energies that are coming in for you, because I think that they're both relevant when it comes to our Sagittarians, and which ones are, here with me right now, and which ones are, and where we are in our story. So for love, we're getting into the first week. You had the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups came in reverse. Okay, so this energy is a very, so the Knight of Cups brings an offering of love, brings an offering of, fun times, happy fun times, some deep emotional times, but not fully committal, right? Like if you want a cup of love, you generally want it from the King of Cups. The Knight of Cups, you know, he's coming in for a night, and no pun intended. But anyways, so the Knight came in reverse. So this tells me that you might be in an energy of feeling like you need to even hold back that cup of love, or recluse, and not have any forward movement in regards to offering that cup of love. Or if this is my feminine Sagittarians, maybe you're feeling like another individual is pulling back from you and not offering you that cup of love. We clarified that with the Nine of Swords and the Hanged Man. So this is, you know, the Hanged Man comes in when we're in a time of suspension and mindset shift. Like the mindset is either, you know, the shift in mindset is being forced on us by a divine, you know, source, or we are choosing to shift our mindsets ourselves. So there's also, you know, spending some, you know, maybe sleepless nights thinking, you know, thinking about this person or an individual that isn't offering this cup, or you're, you know, spending time in that energy of pulling back your cup of love, but it might be creating some mental anguish on your part, where you feel very, you know, restricted, stagnant, you know, could be even dreaming about this individual, and, you know, feeling restricted to be able to really even speak your truth, because there's communication here that speaks very loudly. Some communication issues potentially, because the blue energy comes in with that Knight of Cups, and that is speaking to either having a lack of communication or an inability to communicate clearly. So, you know, for whatever Sagittarius this is for, you're going to understand, but there's some communication issues there, and the holding back, which is creating that time of introspection and, you know, potential like strife, right? You might be struggling a little bit, if I can put it into terms without hurting anybody. So back to this. So the second week is actually quite different in July, because the Ace of Cups comes in. So here's this cup, the Knight of Cups, right? Here's this cup, but it seems that you maybe have a breakthrough in love, right? So there's the aces are the initiators, the breakthrough. To me, that's how it speaks to me. So, you know, maybe you come to a realization where you are ready to offer a cup of love to whomever you may have in your sights at this time. But the Ace of Cups is either being offered to you or you're offering it to somebody else. And I clarified this with the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So this cup of love that you are offering, or that's coming in for you, is coming in from a counterpart, like a soulmate type energy, because if we're clarifying with both the King and the Queen of Pentacles, that is speaking to two individuals that have been put on this journey or path together because they're meant to be together. But that meant to be together came in with the Tower as well. So this tells me that, you know, something has to come apart for this union to come together, which is definitely it can be a very, you know, scary or challenging energy, but you know, the King and Queen of Pentacles, like, this is a very stable union. It's a union that you wouldn't want to just pass up. And the only reason that I say that is because you go into this Ace of Cups energy, and that's the cup of love, that's the initiation of love. Their challenge comes with all relationships that challenge comes with all relationships. There is no perfect relationship. So if you are in fact looking towards some sort of sacred union, there's always going to be some sort of challenge there. So whether that is the challenge within yourself, because the tower comes in when the divine or the universe is pushing you in a direction to have to basically go back to the drawing board on things that you know and understand to be right now, here today. So we have a tendency from all of our personal experiences, all of the things that make us who we are today, our personal makeup. So this comes from situations, expectations, personal experiences. And what I feel is that we create an individual off of all of these experiences and all of these, systems and all of these behaviors and things that we have done. Social conditioning has, tons to do with it too. But so we build this alter ego, is what I call it. An alter ego, who we think we are, with all of the thinking that we do. That alter ego, right? And the divine is coming in and saying, hey, like, this ain't reality, and this is built on basically crap, and it's not built on a solid foundation, so it is going to fall apart. And for this union to come together, that process needs to take place, kind of thing. So with that being said, whether that's on your part or the counterpart, that speaks to your story. You're going to know what's truth and what's not truth here. But what we're saying is that shift needs to happen for that union to come together, and that Ace of Cups to be able to be offered in the second week of July. So with that being said, this energy is really strong here. Just so you know, the Emperor comes in. The Emperor comes in reverse. So you could be basically, reclusing, or pulling back from that Emperor status. The Emperor definitely is a very fiery and strong energy, a business associate, a businessman, entrepreneur, owns your own business type of energy. But with it coming in reverse, there may be some challenges. You may be challenged with, financial issues. You may be challenged with, this card. When you look at it, right, there's this fella who has a plan. He's got he's got it all laid out. He knows what he's doing, but there seems to be an influence that could be, influencing, with it coming in reverse. That individual in the background tells me that there's an influence that may be influencing the way that you're thinking, which, then goes back to expectations and back to ego and all of that stuff, right? So if the Emperor is sitting in reverse for you, that could be that ego-based behavior, again, that isn't serving your highest good. Because to be able to come together with a soulmate, or have union, or just be complete, you really need to sit in the divine feminine energy, and have that unconditional love. And it's not only for other people, it's for yourself. It's for you to love openly enough, and trust, and understand, and have compassion and empathy, and all of these things. And the Emperor in reverse does not have those things. So I looked at that a little bit deeper, and what came in was the Ten of Wands. So, with the Emperor in reverse, it tells me that you've been carrying a lot of like just a heavy load. You're carrying everything on your back, and doing it all yourself, and because maybe you're holding true to whatever that ego based system is there. And excuse me for putting it in layman's terms, but I'm just trying to be as authentic as possible in this read. But what this is telling me is that you've been carrying all of this on your back, and you're gonna continue to do so if you sit in that Emperor energy in reverse, because you also got the Nine of Pentacles here. So this tells me the Nine of Pentacles speaks to like the single person. So this tells me that the energy that you are embodying in the third week of July, at least, is the independent individual that is going to carry it all on your own back. So just take note, because the fourth week in July goes into the Nine of Swords energy. So we have two Nine of Swords here, beginning of the month and end of the month. So that tells me that because there was no shift in energy, like maybe that tower, you just avoided the tower, but that shift is taking you back into that Nine of Swords energy, where you feel restricted and plagued mentally about certain things. So we clarified the Nine of Swords energy with the Hermit, the Six of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. So Nine of Swords and the Hermit will speak loudly to themselves, because the Hermit is about going within, having that introspection and that time of sitting within your energy and really challenging your views, and spending time in them and coming to understanding of who you are, but doing it independently on a personal level. The Hermit, and then the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups speaks to nostalgia, sitting in nostalgia, reminiscing about the past, how things used to be, reminiscing about an energy that you might miss at times. That those times might be when you are, drinking, maybe on the sauce, or, just spending, time in, that introspection, even in hermit mode, is bringing that nostalgia back to you. It also brought in the Ace of Pentacles. So just know that, again, the aces are the initiators, right? So understanding that there is a seed there, and something that could bring some success is there. But, the challenge is, the challenge here is the ego when it comes to relationships. So I think that speaks for itself. And let's get into your financial. This stuck to my arm here. Oh yeah, I'll keep it. Okay, so Sag, that's love. Let's get into finances. Your first card of the first week of July was the Hermit. So we got the Hermit in your love and in your finances. So that tells me that your love may be affecting your finances as well, because there's connection there, right? So that Hermit energy again. So, in your finances, you're spending time, you're trying to channel in your intuition right now when it comes to work. So whatever that means to you, this Hermit was clarified with the High Priestess and the Seven of Pentacles. So the High Priestess is that intuition. It is channeling that energy, and you're going within. Again, so the Hermit and the High Priestess are both introspective. The High Priestess may have secrets. So check your energy. Like, I'm not saying that, some mystery isn't isn't warranted at times. It's always great to have mystery, but when it comes to your finances and, say anything to do with business or anything like that, you want to make sure that things are clear as possible, especially if you're going into partnership with anybody or anything like that. Things need to be laid out clear. So try not to sit into too much secretive energy when it comes to your finances. Definitely introspection, super important, but and always speak up for yourself, but try not to be too secretive partnership wise. But also just note that maybe in the first week of July, you're starting to see a little bit of fruits of your labor, right? See a little bit of that, pentacles coming in for you. So second week in July is a really different energy from the first week in your finances, but you got the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is speaking to, trying to balance out those decisions. You may have two different decisions when it comes to your work. Should I do this? Should I do this? What should I do? It's funny because you're clarified with Temperance, Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. So this tells me that, with this Swords energy, that there is some communication that is coming in for you. You're spending time in your energy trying to balance it out, and there could be an offer of some sort coming in for you in the second week of July. So let's, hope that offer is something that's going to bear fruit. So coming into the third week of July, we got the King of Wands. The King of Wands again came in reverse. So the King of Wands, the King of Wands is your energy again, right? It's the Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy. This is passionate energy. This is, desire. This is forward movement. This is getting what you want. This is ensuring that, when the King of Wands is in the room, right, everybody pays attention and so on and so forth. With the King of Wands coming in reverse, this energy could be like a little bit showboaty and a little like imbalanced, impractical. And, with it again coming in reverse, there may be, some things to look at again in the third week, because with the Emperor coming in reverse and the King of Wands coming in reverse, that tells me that the shift in the third week again is connected in your love and your finance. So that shift is you may run into a little bit of wind, like a financial lack, or run into some things that you may have to pay out for. The goal with this King of Wands energy in the third week is to get to that Ten of Cups energy, which is very fulfilled and emotionally fulfilled, and that's like the happy home energy and the stable, platform. It's all of the bells and whistles when it comes to emotional fulfillment and happiness. But we also clarified the King of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles all in reverse. So Three of Pentacles usually speaks to like partnerships, starting new ventures when it comes to business, signing contracts and things of that nature. So the third week in July, I wouldn't recommend signing anything unless it's been like fine-tooth combed with lawyers and so on and so forth, because all of this energy came in reverse. So that could tell us that there may be some loss, right? A little bit of financial loss there, and it may be in your best interest to just try not to make too many big financial decisions in the third week of July. Last week of July, we got the Hierophant. So this is telling me that the Hierophant speaks to like higher knowledge and you know, like let's say government systems and you know, just a more spiritual mentality. So yeah, like it could be even tied to religion and so on and so forth. But right now, this is what I see. The Hierophant comes in the last week of July, speaking to, it also speaks to marriage sometimes, but this is speaking to me in a sense that you like, if you know, we can turn this into your energy. You are on a mission. You're on a mission to higher knowledge. You're on a mission to, you know, become a strong and, you know, stable force as an individual. And this influence in the back here speaks to me as, you know, the lady with the wand, right? That desire, that passion, maybe potentially steering you in a direction that isn't completely supportive of your goals. And your goals are truth, your goals are passion, your goals are desire, and your goals are pentacles. The reason why I say that is because you come in as the Hierophant in the last week of July, and you're clarified by the Page of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. So all three of those pages are, you know, they're messengers of those specific elements. And it started raining anyways. So the Page of Wands, it speaks to that, you know, desire, right? And that action, that forward movement in regards to that. Pages still have a lot of work to do, right? So keep that in mind. The Page of Swords, again, is that truth, right? That's that truth and that communication coming in. And then the Page of Pentacles, again, is that pentacle. So one thing that I do notice here for you, Sagittarius, is that you're more focused on your pentacles and how those are coming in for you, and, you know, shifting that mindset around that. But your cups they're not in your financial, which is good. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, right? You need to have structure and strategy when you're moving towards the things you want. And I think that structure and that strategy is coming from connecting to the divine and, you know, connecting to, you know, some sort of belief system. There may be added values that you didn't have before that you might be working on to get yourself propelled into your future abundance, which it's coming in for you, but just be careful in the third week of July. So with that being said, I'm going to do one more thing for you, Sagittarius. I am going to pull a card from my Osho Zen Tarot deck. Just a last message for you in regards to your July energy. I will read this one from the book. These messages are so vast and so powerful, and you deserve the full effect here. So, thank you for being here with me, Sag, and thank you for being here with me, Spirit, and continuing to communicate clearly through me and use me as a vessel in regards to Sagittarius' highest good. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, Spirit, give me one card for Sagittarius. Of course. Okay, so the only reason I said of course is because you got two cards. So there, because I felt that we were, you know, I was going to have one side of the spectrum or the other side of the spectrum here when it comes to Sagittarius. So the messages, I'm obviously speaking to two different energies right now. Give me a sec there, Sag. 60. So I'm going to read trust first. This one's the first message that came out, so we'll read this. Now is the moment to be a bungee jumper without the cord. And it is the quality of absolute trust, with no reservations or secret safety nets, that the night of water demands from us. There is a tremendous sense of exhilaration if we can take the jump and move into the unknown, even if the idea scares us to death, and we take trust to the level of quantum leap. We don't make any elaborate plans or preparations. We don't say, okay, I trust that I know what to do now, and I settle my things and pack my suitcase and take it with me. No, we just jump, with hardly a thought for what happens next. The leap is the thing, and the thrill of it as we free fall through the empty sky. The card gives us a hint here, though, about what waits for us at the other end. A soft, welcoming, yummy pink rose petals, juicy. Come on. Okay, so don't waste your life for that which is going to be taken away. Trust life. If you trust, only then you can drop your knowledge. Only then can you put your mind aside. And with trust, something immense opens up. Then this life is no longer ordinary life. It becomes full of God, overflowing. When the heart is innocent and the walls have disappeared, you are bridged with infinity. And you are not deceived. There is nothing that can be taken away from you. That which can be taken away from you is not worth keeping, and that which cannot be taken away from you, why should one be afraid of it being taken away? It cannot be taken away. There is no possibility. You cannot lose your real treasure. So that message speaks really clearly when it comes to the Knight of Swords being your first card, the Knight of Cups being your first card in your love. This is telling you to just take the leap and trust. You don't need to see what's on the other side, because it's not going to hurt you. Whatever it is that you're leaping towards is not going to hurt you. Okay, so let's check out this completely other side of the spectrum, because we got trust, which is about leaping, and then laziness, which is about lack of movement. So I think that speaks loudly, but these messages will definitely resonate with the people who are in need of hearing them. 114. Okay, this gentleman thinks he's got it made. He sits in his big overstuffed chair, wearing his sunglasses, shaded by the umbrella, with his pink slippers and his pina colada in his hand. He doesn't have the energy to get up and do anything because he thinks he's done it already. He hasn't yet turned to see the mirror cracking around him on his right side, a sure sign that the place he thinks he's finally arrived at is about to shatter and dissolve before his very eyes. The message this card brings is that this poolside resort is not your final destination. The journey isn't over yet, and as that white bird flying into the vastness of the sky is trying to show, your complacency might have arisen from a real sense of achievement, but now it's time to move on. No matter how fuzzy the slippers, how tasty the pina colada, there are skies upon skies still waiting to be explored. When you are lazy, it is a negative taste. You will simply feel that you have no energy. You simply feel dull. You simply feel sleepy. You simply feel dead. When you are in a state of non-doing, then you are full of energy. It is non-doing, then you are full of energy, and it is a very positive taste. You have full energy overflowing. You are radiant, bubbling, vibrating. You are not sleepy. You are perfectly aware. You are not dead. You are tremendously alive. There's a possibility the mind can deceive you. It can rationalize laziness as non-doing. It can say, I have become a Zen master, or I believe in Tao, but you are not deceiving anybody else. You will be deceiving only yourself, so be alert. So the message here is to, when we go back to the messages around ego, we become lazy when we feel like we've already arrived, but there is literally no destination, because everything is continuing to change and evolve and expand. So I think the message here really speaks loudly for itself, Sagittarius, and I just wanted to thank you so much for being here, and let me know how this resonates with you, and take care.